post office and then we went for a walk. Very pleasant. Now we're going to drive to where I work, just so you can see the drive. Again, this hour of the day and the fact that it's Sunday night, there shouldn't be a ton of traffic. Well, with Cincinnati, you never know. There we go. There's more shopping, Peace families, and then here's the turn. This is an easy turn in Cincinnati because there's a stoplight with a left turn arrow. This is a very easy turn. The traffic here is just about the worst I've ever encountered on a daily basis. And there's some places that still don't have the left turn signs, so we've had to work hard to learn what streets to avoid, but it's getting better now. Big deal here in Cincinnati. There must be a UDF gas station every other block. That says Union Cemetery Road actually has a cemetery over on the left. Now, it's got some graves dating back to before the Civil War. It's got Civil War graves, it's got after that, and it's got some modern graves as well. So I can't figure out the timeline of that cemetery. You would think if it started before the Civil War it'd be full, and yet there's still some relatively new graves in there, so I can't figure it out. building there. It's 300 E Business Way. Our offices are on the 5th floor. If you're on the freeway, you can see this building has a big sign on it saying Mamatome, and but you can't see it from the ground. You can only see it from the freeway. Normally, when I'm at work on a weekday, these parking spots are all full. into and out of. That Kroger store to the right is always busy. It's busy all day Saturday and Sunday, and it's busy every night after work. It's got a great location, and it's got a lot of stuff going on there. Side of the complex that's farthest away from where Stormy and I stay, so threading our way through these tiny little streets is a challenge. It's not impossible, it's just a challenge. And there's a lot of traffic here, a lot of families with young kids. Normally on a weeknight, I'm surprised they weren't there tonight when we left the apartment. But normally there's a bunch of school-age kids playing in front of the apartment building where Stormy and I stay. There's a playground for children, but it's on the other side of the complex, so I figured they just play there because it's more wide open. Essentially, it means I don't walk Stormy while they're out there. And this is pretty normal too.